Hey, leader, ever notice how you pick up on things other people miss? Like subtle shifts in someone's mood, for example. If you're anything like me, that might feel frustrating. But that deep awareness you have is actually your secret weapon in leadership. I'm going to share exactly why that is in today's episode. The demands of leadership can feel overwhelming, especially when you're an HSP, a highly sensitive person. But you can channel your sensitivity into leadership strength. Think of it like leadership alchemy. An alchemist leader is someone who transforms challenges into successes, much like the ancient alchemists turned base metals into gold. As a highly sensitive leader, you can harness your heightened awareness, emotional intelligence, and empathy to create positive change, inspire others, and navigate complex situations with nuance and depth. When you stop hiding your sensitivity, but rather use it to your advantage and transform it into your superpower, that is leadership alchemy. Here's what most people don't understand: your sensitivity is actually sophisticated intelligence at work. Think about it. You naturally read rooms, catch subtle shifts, and process deeply. That's not overthinking, that's insight. So many view these traits as burdens or challenges, but I want to help you change that. The key to making it work: working with your natural wiring, not against it. So let's break that down. Let's talk about reading the room versus just following the agenda. Traditional leadership often celebrates the person who barrels through an agenda regardless of the emotional climate. But empathetic leaders, they can walk into a meeting and instantly gauge the energy. You notice when your boss's enthusiasm seems forced or when your normally vocal team member is unusually quiet. This is super valuable information that others miss entirely. While others see a routine meeting, you're mapping the invisible currents that actually determine the outcomes you're all trying to achieve. Use this strength to your advantage by slowing things down and checking in to ensure everyone's aligned, rather than allowing assumptions and surface level agreements to be made that will inevitably cause friction later down the road. Your ability to detect those subtle shifts in tone, body language, and team dynamics isn't you being too in your feelings. It's having an early warning system that conventional leaders lack. Think of it as your check engine light. It's your trigger to open up the hood and take a closer look at things. Maybe everything's fine and you just reset and move on. Or maybe there's a little maintenance or repair that needs to be done so things run smoothly going forward. Consider this. Research from the Harvard Business Review found that teams led by emotionally intelligent leaders had a 40% higher decision making quality because you're able to catch problems when they're still just whispers, not once they've become shouts. Your sensitivity allows you to course correct before others even realize there's an issue. And that tendency to process experiences deeply is not overthinking, it's thorough analysis. At least that's the case when you're intentional about it. I will say that one of the most common issues I see in my HSP clients is overthinking that becomes ruminating and overworking, which creates overwhelm and eventually leads to burnout, all stemming back to our tendency to process things deeply. So just be careful about this one to ensure that you make this trait a strategic advantage. Here's what that looks like. While others might make snap judgments based on surface level information, you naturally consider multiple perspectives and implications. This deep processing creates more nuanced strategies and solutions that stand the test of time. Your mind naturally creates connections that others miss, allowing you to anticipate challenges and opportunities that aren't obvious to everyone else. That is truly a leadership superpower. Then there's the myth of the extroverted leader. We've been fed a persistent myth that effective leaders must be extroverted, vocal, and high energy. The corporate world has long celebrated those who command the room, speak the loudest, and make decisions with theatrical confidence. But the data tells a different story. A comprehensive study by Google found that the most successful teams weren't led by charismatic personalities or the most vocal executives, but by thoughtful leaders who created space for all voices and who processed information deeply before acting. And remember, alchemist leaders don't just adapt to challenges, they transform them. Take a moment today and ask yourself, what's the alchemy opportunity here? What does this make possible? Keep turning your unique perspective into leadership gold. I'll see you next week.